gaps between traditional financial infrastructure and digital assets, and it really, I think, burnishes the reputation of Bitcoin because that's truly decentralized. So I don't think it's bad, but again, I think JP Morgan is really done a lot of work on the blockchain.
Yeah, Charles, I think with what Thomas said, these are people that say the banking system takes $800 to $1,000 out of them every year. You're working with
people too who live paycheck to paycheck.
Right? But you're dealing with people that never was exposed to that because they never had identification, they never had banking. So this is something completely new to them.
Right, and this is, I think, a great opportunity for a parallel system to grow and create real wealth and eventually force the legacy system to change. You never change anything by going to the people with power and begging them to be more moral and nicer and take a voluntary pay cut. You imagine if somebody came to all the media companies and said, hey, we're going to create this thing called the internet and it's going to put all the newspapers out of business, but it's better for every consumer. They'd laugh at you and say, absolutely not. Even if such a thing could exist, we're not going to let you do that. But we created it, didn't ask for permission, and woke up one day and the whole industry got completely toppled. And it's the same situation with the financial system. They're intermediaries, they're middlemen of necessity. We don't want them, but we need them to facilitate transactions, to store our money, to make transactions work better. But when new technology comes, you no longer need these middlemen of necessity. So the only way they can survive is if they move to middlemen of desire, meaning they add value to transactions. They make transactions for some reason better for us as consumers. They make us make more money, or they reduce our costs. So that whole business model has to go. It's immoral. It leads to existential problems. Too big to fail. We're now larger than we were in 2008, more consolidated than we were in 2008, much more debt than we had from 2008. Furthermore, they actually tailor regulation in a way to destroy innovation and prevent people from competing. It's the first thing they try to do when our space comes out. Bit license. The reason why it's so hard to get people in the developing world into the conventional financial world is how do you do KYC and AML on a person without a passport or birth certificate? How do you actually go through compliance and de-risk these customers? You can't. So how do you deploy financial infrastructure to them? Legacy infrastructure, you can't. So what I have to do, I have to go to these jurisdictions and find out completely parallel systems, which actually can be better, but it actually isolates the nations because they still can't play with the Western world. So you go to the regulator and say, can we change the regulation? No. And who are the lobbyists preventing you from doing that? The guys at JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs and the rest of these places. Because they make a damn fortune from keeping the system the way it is and keeping regulation the way it is. So I don't have a lot of respect, and I don't think the innovation, their blockchain team, they lost their first blockchain team. Juno went and created Cardano. So yeah, they do some stuff, they build some stuff. It's not particularly interesting. There's no DSL for financial products. Digital Asset did that with DML. We did that with Marlowe. We haven't seen anything out of JP Morgan. There's no major consensus innovation. Visa's doing more consensus innovation than these guys. They did rapid chain with Definity, for example. And so, okay, they issued an asset. Well, we were able to do that with the ERC20 token. Come on. It's just another piece of technology for the sake of having a piece of technology. And yes, I suppose it's good to say that we've somehow done something, but at the end of the day, it's a centralized ledger controlled by a centralized company, issues centralized assets, which will always remain in the legacy system. How is that any better than a database?